Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora of Century 21 Lee Mack Grilling, the Z Team. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
You ready?
I'm ready.
For what?
Well, it's a big weekend for Marine Corps birthday is Monday. We want to wish a happy birthday to all my fellow Marines. Then Veterans Day is the day after that. Probably show up down at the squares on Monday. And
There you go.
weather looks good for Saturday. So we got some plans for tomorrow. And then Sunday Sunday I'll be hiding in the barn trying to find a football game. So
Chilly on
40
Sunday?
degrees and rain is that's not a good thing. So
Is it supposed to rain?
that was one of the things that
Really?
popped up on my
Oh,
little
gosh.
thing.
No rain required.
There's no telling with these guys, Bob. There's no telling at all. We'll see.
It's the only job you can have and be wrong 80% of the time.
Exactly.
And get paid big dollars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost like a realtor.
You can't be wrong 80% of the time for long. You can maybe be your first little bit, but you better have learned a little
You
bit
better
after
have
that.
gotten it. Yes. Yep. And that's why they have the continuing education.
It is.
And
It
there's
is.
a lot of importance to that.
And a lot of that is don't get sued stuff, you know.
Because we do live in a sue happy world.
We do. We don't see a lot of that here. It has to be something pretty dramatic to get caught up in litigation here. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, you just go forward every day, do your job, keep your head down, help people. Sometimes you got to let them know, remind them that you're helping them.
Right.
You know, they don't always get it because they don't do it every day. We do it every day. We've been doing it every day for a lot of years, so you don't really think about it. And you have to make a conscious effort sometimes. Sometimes you get a little over your skis in talking to somebody, and you got to realize that they don't know what they don't know, you know, and to try to talk them through it and say, okay, here, this happens, and this happens, and this happens. This happens a lot. You're not unique. You know, we can get over whatever the hurdle is. We can get over it. These are the best options. Always your choice.
What's our local market doing this week, this day? Are we kind of slow? Are we kind of stagnant? Are we going backwards?
We're kind of stagnant. Again, we're in a post-COVID era, so all the stuff that went on then really doesn't count. You know, and it's done. It's gone. As the time during like the '08 recessions or the 18 recessions where the markets fell apart. Well, that's done. You know, we've gotten through that and we move forward. There's articles out there about a real estate recession and stuff like that, and I look upon those as more gloom and doom guys that are just out there trying to do that, trying to just stir the pot. Things are steady. People in other markets aren't getting as much money as for their homes as they did during the COVID era. And I think that's reflecting here as far as offers and things like that. Homes are being inspected now. Nobody's buying anything sight unseen. That it's a more normal, whatever that is, but a more normal market now, where people are participating in it in a different way. Sellers have got to kind of let go of that COVID thought process and be realistic. There's over 500 homes on the market. You know, so you've got competition. If you want to move, which is the reason you have the house on the market, is you want to move. You know, nobody just puts the house out there. Well, let's see what happens. Let's have people traipsing through the house and, you know, admiring our furniture. No, that's, you know, you have another plan to go someplace else, to go to assisted living, to go with the kids, to get away from the kids. What, you know, we always wanted to live in Phoenix. Whatever the case may be, that's your time. And I've said before, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. You can change your spending habits. There's things that you can do for that. But man, you can't stop that clock. And that's something to consider.
But here we are, first first Friday in November.
Yeah.
It's the holiday season.
Yeah, it's gonna slow down a little bit for that reason. People don't want to be moving over Thanksgiving. They don't want to be moving over Christmas. But there's people that will. I mean, there'll still be sales every week. There'll still be, listings will still come up. Christmas is tougher for us because if all the Christmas stuff is up and then they say, well, we want to sell the house, we usually will tell them, could you call us like maybe the second week of January? Well, we'll get all the paperwork done now, but we're just going to hold it off the market for a little bit. We'll put it in the office. If we know somebody who's looking for this type of thing, we'll bring them through. But as far as taking pictures, and then you got to go back and strip them all out.
Yeah, because if you want to have an open house, throw a party.
Yeah, right.
At least you know when they're all coming.
That's right. Because they'll all be there at the same time, and they'll bring yourself a lot of times too with an open house.
Right.
But you want to, you need to be mentally prepared for it. And the holidays can be a tough enough time for people anyway, and let alone taking on. This is a big thing. Mm-hmm. When you're buying or selling, especially when you're selling and you've been here for a while, and you've got a lot of stuff. And you've got memories, you've got the people at church, you've got your doctors and everything else. And you're losing that you're going to have to start all over again someplace else with doctors because things have changed. No matter where you're from, no matter how many times you go back to visit, going back there to live is a whole nother thing. Things have changed since you were there. The old adage, you can never go home again, is true. We've had a number of people that have went back to Cleveland, found out that they were nothing but a glorified babysitter, and said, no, this isn't what I worked all my life for. Find us another house. And that's where you go. So it's been really good for us. We've met a lot of great people. We've helped a lot of people, and to get that satisfaction. I had to take a client yesterday. I had to take him over to the health department to get his wife had passed. That typical guy, never changed the taxes, never changed the title on the house, never did anything, So we're taking the listing, we're starting to get things ready. Had to take him over to the health department, track that down, and the dates were all wrong and everything. But the women there were excellent health department, thumbs up. They took care of everything, very understanding, and guys don't always get over it.
If you don't know what
well
you're supposed to do, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure that somewhere along the line, either somebody at the funeral home or somebody told them, we got to take the death certificate, go over to the clerk's office and file it, and this.
I'll do it later.
Yeah, I'll get around to it. So, but those are the kind of things that you do it's got nothing to do with the actual marketing of the house or anything. That's marketing the client. That's taking care of the client and making sure things get done.
Yeah.
So
The best way to get a new client is take care of an old client.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Word of mouth is the best, the absolute best. There was some information that came out yesterday regarding Fannie and Freddie and the credit scores. The credit scores now, if you were below, I'm going to say it's 684, I'm within a point or two on that. They would just automatically kick it out. Well, now they're going to take that number, and it's just going to be a consideration, not a drop dead item on the application. Because sometimes people, they get a better job, and it takes a while to get that off of get the credit scores to come back up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes one spouse may have bad credit, but they have a decent job. So that'll add more income in and allow for more purchasing power. It's still going to be all debt to income ratio is going to be the biggest thing. That's what's going to control all of it. But it's that your credit score is not, don't feel that, I got real bad credit. It kind of depends on why. But they're going to take that into consideration as a mitigating factor. It's not going to be the be-all, end-all. You don't even bother filling out the application if this is your credit. Mm-hmm. So,
but go ahead and get that pre-approval letter.
Get the pre-approval, and that's going to start on the 16th, I'm going to say, and it just came out like last evening was the first thing we saw on it. So next week I'll have some better information on it. But if you've been thinking about it, sitting on the fence saying, oh, we can't do it. Well, now's it, get yourself out there and go see what's going to be. You can, because the banks are going to know. You know, if it's going to be a Fannie or a Freddie loan, and they all are. 89% of them are. Those are that's who you want to see. You're going to get that done. And that should also probably fall into FHA and VA and things like that. So it's not going to be that anchor on you that it was. Something to keep in mind.
Time for numbers.
Yes, sir. This week in real estate, there were 42 new listings came on the market, 1 commercial property, 13 parcels of land, 28 homes came on the market. They range in price from $65,000 to $1.1 million. 28 properties sold, 1 commercial property, 4 parcels of land, 23 homes sold. They range in price from $685,000 to $45,000. Average sale price this week was $223,000 with 101 days on market. That's 3 weeks in a row over 100. Total of $5.1 million in residential real estate closed this week. 29 properties expired because you first of the month was in there, and there were 37 residential price changes. Currently, we have 512 homes listed on the MLS. 194 of them are in Mountain Home. Year to date for 2025, there's been 981 homes have sold. Average sale price is $251,000 with 95 days on market. Compared to last year, there was 988 homes that sold. Very similar there. So I pulled 2019. I talk about pre-COVID, post-COVID. So like I say, this year there's been 981 homes sold. In 2019, the year before COVID, there had been 992 homes that sold. So difference of a couple. But the average sale price in 2019 was $148 compared to this year of $246. So it gives you an idea of how fast homes appreciated. It's just not sustainable.
No.
It's not sustainable. I mean, until you go back and look at it, you go, wow. It's a number of articles on that, and that's where they're talking about the recession hitting the housing industry. But it's not a bubble because the people that have homes now, they had to be able to qualify for that loan. A while ago, if we go back to 18 and 08, those recessions, if you could fog a mirror, you could get a loan. Mm-hmm. And they were taking these bubbles and everything else. But there's some great opportunities. Help yourself. Help you help yourself. Well, help us help you help yourself. Call my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiredtoarkansas.net. We're here to help. That's what we do.
The Z Team.
Yes, sir.
Century 21 Lee Mack Riley, Bob Zadora. Here these each and every week to do This Week in Real Estate. We appreciate you being here. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, pal. You too.
We'll be back in just a little bit.
Go Bombers.